Really, the reason we get together is because your financial intelligence, your financial IQ makes something valuable or not valuable. Like I said, you have to know a good investment from a bad investment, good advice from bad advice.
If you are interested in saving, investing, and financial education, you might have already heard about the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, written by Robert Kiyosaki. This book is considered one of the best introductory books for financial education and personal growth. Aside from being a successful author, Robert Kiyosaki is also a successful entrepreneur and real estate investor. He was not born rich, though. He started poor and climbed himself up the ladder. He started several businesses over the years, and some of them even failed. But amid several failures and setbacks, Robert found success in sharing his take on financial literacy. His books hit it off in the market, especially Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In today's video, we will talk about the 3 key lessons from Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. If you haven't read the book yet, no worries, as this video will teach you only the most important lessons contained in the book. So stay tuned because we will discuss each of these lessons to see how you can also apply these in your life. So make sure to watch this video to the end. This is Financial Intellect, where we promote that to be finance savvy, we are your buddy. Now let's get right into the video. Lesson number 1. Don't work for money. One of the most important lessons in the book, according to Robert, is that the rich don't work for money. Instead, they let money work for them. Average workers, no matter how hard and how long they work, will always be paid hourly, earning the same amount almost every time. The rich, however, do the opposite. They work hard intending to raise money to generate more money, and this is what sets them apart from average workers. They embody the principle of not working hard for the money, but rather having money work hard for them. One way of doing this is through investing. For example, when you invest $5,000 in the stock market and hold it for, let's say, 10 years, so long as you have chosen the right company, you are most likely going to get a good return on your investment. Your investment would grow in value through the years. This is how stock investing works. All you need to do is just pick the right stock, hold it as long as you can, and watch it grow. Now, what should you do if you don't have the knowledge and resources needed to start investing? Well, first and foremost, you have to start saving. Practice saving your money so one day you will be able to have enough funds to kickstart your investing journey. Try to also educate yourself on finances. Be financially literate so you'll know how to invest, where to invest, and when to invest. Your goal should be learn how to let money work for you. There's also something called passive income. This refers to the type of income you receive without having to work for it, which basically means earning money while sleeping. If you can learn how to leverage your money and have it work for you instead of the other way around, various opportunities will open up that will change the way you think about money. From an ordinary 9-to-5 worker receiving a fixed income, you can become a successful investor with money working for you instead. With these discussions, you might think that it's so easy to invest, right? So why aren't more people investing? In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert said that anger is a big part of the formula, for passion is both anger and love combined. What controls people's actions is fear. Their fear of losing money is what holds them back from taking risks. Unfortunately, investments are perceived as a risk by the poor and the middle class. However, they fail to realize that everything involves risks. Every choice taken involves risks. Hence, whatever you do, if you won't even try, you will be left out. Do not let emotions and fear stop you from trying. Never let your feelings control your actions. This will only get in the way of your success. Instead, always think and look at everything objectively. So my advice for you is this. Whenever you are put in a situation where you are presented with more than one option, look at all the sides. List down the pros and cons and choose the one that is the most logical and objective, no matter how risky and crazy it seems. Do not let your emotions dictate your choice. Remember this quote from Robert's rich dad when he made Robert work for him for free just to teach him lessons about money. Keep using your brain, work for free. Soon your mind will show you ways of making money far beyond what I could ever pay you. You will see things that other people never see. Most people never see these opportunities because they're looking for money and security, so that's all they get. This experience is what encouraged Robert and his friend Mike to also start their own business, which is renting comic books to his neighbors and friends. Lesson number 2. Your own business. One of the lessons that Robert's rich dad taught is best embodied in this statement: if you don't love it, you won't take care of it. And there's so much truth in that. If you want to succeed, make sure first that you love what you're doing. If you do, then you would be excited every day to work on achieving your goals. One trait that separates the rich from the poor and middle class is that the rich focus on acquiring assets, while the poor and middle class are into stuff that becomes a liability later on. If you want to succeed, you need to distinguish assets from liabilities. To put it simply, assets are those that put money in your pocket, while liabilities are those that take money from your pocket. An example of assets is stocks and bonds, while liabilities may come in the form of a house, car, and phone. In the book, Robert discussed that any business can be an asset so long as you are not time-bound towards it just to generate income. Meaning, the business should have the capability to operate on its own without requiring you to be there physically. So if the business is earning money even if you are somewhere else, then it is an asset. Now, what should you do if you want to have a business but you have a regular job? First, according to Robert, is that you should not quit your job. It's a big risk if you will do so. Also, invest in yourself and learn about financial literacy. Save, save, and save. If necessary, get a loan just to kickstart. By doing all of this, then you're all set for business. And bonus tip from Robert: if you're starting a business and taking it public, make sure to sell all the stocks before the year ends. Remember, most starting companies fail. Before we move on to the last lesson, if you are new to the channel, kindly give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so that you will know when we've posted new content such as this. Now let us continue to lesson number 3. Lesson number 3. The rich invent money. As emphasized by Robert in the book, the best time to acquire assets and build wealth is now. Imagine if you're born 500 years ago, life was so hard. Moving up the economic and social ladder was almost non-existent. The wealthiest people were those who owned lands and livestock, which are only passed down within the family. So if you came from a humble family, you will have a hard time moving up the ladder. When the Industrial Revolution came in the 18th century, the wealthy people were now the owners of factories and production facilities. And today, in the 21st century, it is no longer about land and factories. If you want to make it big, information is the key. In the book, Robert said, "The players who get out of the rat race the quickest are the people who understand numbers and have creative financial minds." Now look around you. Look at the society. Who are the wealthy people now? They are the investors and the inventors. By inventors, we mean those who created products that successfully penetrated and positioned themselves in the market. Perfect examples are Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, and Jeff Bezos. Getting rich is never about luck. Instead of complaining about the rich, acquire the right information and skills so you can build your wealth. Learn, learn, and learn. You may even fail a few times, but remember that you'll eventually learn the game. And by then, opportunities will surely knock on your doors. And those are the 3 most important lessons from the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. What are your thoughts on these lessons? Do you agree with Robert? Let us know in the comment section below. We love to hear your insights and views. And with that, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you've watched, stay tuned for more videos. Bye, financial buddies!